Hello, guys and girls. This is Widow Pays What Ifs here, and I am back after a couple months of hiatus because of personal issues, me moving, and other things because of the holidays. Uh, there's all of that, but besides that, right now I'm having problems with my internet, so I got time right now for everybody, and yeah, right now I am making What If him that no, What If Jirou was raised by Harley Quinn. And yeah, this is gonna be fun. This is gonna be a fun series. I actually tried to make this on What If a few times, but it wasn't exactly how good I thought it was. So I can decide to delete those takes of the What If, and I think I'm finally have an idea where I want the story to go. So I'm gonna free on ball it. But besides that, I hope you have all had a Merry Christmas and had a Happy New Year. This is the 6th, I think, no, 8th of January. I'm making this. Thank you all for being patient with me. And I'm doing exactly what I said. I'm going to make 2, or if you're lucky, I'm going to make 3 what ifs tonight, though they're going to be spread out throughout the week, of course. And the next time that I make a what it might be tomorrow. It depends if I make 2 or 3 tonight. I don't know, but I'm going to try and make some what ifs until I get my internet back, and I'll go from there. See if I can do any more crazy stuff. But I got 2 what ifs I really want to show y'all. It's not really one. Is most likely gonna be a what if, but it might be a original story. I don't know what I'm gonna go with it. I just thought of it a couple hours ago. I'm like, yeah. I don't know. I think I'm gonna make it a what if. I don't know. I'm gonna try to do more fantasy like stories. Without it being in MHC, I'm gonna try and make my own my own world, let's say, in my stories from now on. I'm going to try and make them more complex, make them rich with lore. So yeah, let's see. Let me show you a little sneak peek of a story that I want to make, and it is an original story. I know this story I want to make an original, and the character model that I'm using for the character is exactly like the exact character model of What If Femdeku was turned into a Wendigo. I know that once y'all see it, but bear with me. This character is gonna be called Snow La Muerte. That's her last name, La Muerte. Snow is her first. La Muerte is gonna be her last. And it is German. It's German. It's a German last name. And yeah, she is gonna be of German descent in a fantasy world. There's gonna be different races, and she is gonna be part of the vampire race. Later on, whenever she finds something that will make her transform into something more extraordinary than a noble vampire. Though, because she is a noble vampire, that really boosted her strength already, made her even more stronger with the thing that made her even stronger, let's say. So this is gonna be an interesting what if that I'm gonna make. I don't know what the title is. I don't even have a thumbnail for this what if yet. But I made this character because I was going to do a D&D session with some friends, but I didn't have time. So yeah, as a I'm sorry, I'm gonna make this into a what if. Not really a what if, but a story on my channel. But yeah, this character, I don't know what her morals are gonna be yet, but she will be of a noble vampire, of course, like I said. But I think she will be a very rebellious child, curious of the world, being very sheltered. And after being in different situations, after leaving her vampire city, her secluded vampire city, she gets very ruthless. Let's say she turns into a very ruthless person, very cold to other people. She might look like a rose, but she has thorns. But yeah, there's that sneak peek of this story that I wanted to make. And let me show you another story that I wanted to make. And here's this. This right here is gonna be the main character right here. I got quite a few pictures of this character. Yep, this is the last one. Yeah, there we go. Yep, this is the main character that I wanted to show y'all. This is gonna be before this character starts her journey. She's gonna be she looks like a noble girl, so she's gonna be a noble girl in this land, turned into something else. She's gonna be a warrior, let's say, after something happens, which in turn will make her into a fierce warrior, and she would do anything for her kingdom, let's say. That's what I want this to kind of be. But the title I have my thumbnails as is the Elden Ring What If. Though at the same time I don't know if I want to make this an Elden Ring What If, though I do have some Elden Ring characters. Right here. They're pretty interesting. Yeah, this is nice. I like that picture. I don't know why it's so sincere, but I like that picture. But yeah, I don't know. This is like a this character these two characters are different characters from Bloodborne I've seen. But I'm going to merge them into one character because they look pretty similar, if not exactly the same, to be honest. So they're going to be one character in my what if. So I might merge some my main character and some Elden Ring characters, and bring in some or original characters from some pictures. This is all female so far that I have on this what if 15 images of females. I need to bring in some males and make it though I really like this art of the prisoner. This is real interesting. I'm gonna merge all these OCs and characters from Elden Ring and my main character from Bloodborne and turn into one very dark Bloodborne / Elden Ring like what if. This is gonna be like a Demon Souls what if kind of, because this is Elden Ring is kind of Elden Ring Bloodborne is like in the Demon Souls lore, not really lore, but games. Let's say it's like in a multiverse or something like that. I don't know how it really goes. I never really played Demon Souls before, which I might get crap about it, but I don't. And I'm 10 minutes into this video and I haven't started my what if. I'm so sorry, but yeah, I don't know where I'm going, but I'm gonna make a dark and very rich what if like my other original. But I don't know if this should be this main character should be Deku or not. I think it'll be interesting if I make this into Deku. If this is Deku, then I'm gonna bring some other characters from MHA, but they're gonna look so different. They're gonna have different personalities because this is a different world. This is not MHA. Okay, think about that. If Film Deku is gonna look different, then so does everyone else in MHA. They're all gonna be different, and they're gonna have. I'm probably gonna make them have similar names to themselves. Probably their first name or last name will be different. I might make you guess which one is which character is which. I might make some hints to what character is what if I make this one what if soon or story. This might be a Deku what if, so yeah. Thank you all for listening. Let me start the what if now, motherfuckers. My Marsh family. See you on the end of the video. We see in a dark alley a little girl crying her eyes out as the images that happened not even that long ago or not even a few hours ago are fresh in her mind as she saw her parents dead with their eyes gouged out, their throats slit open, as that is a terrifying sight for a 4-year-old to see, as there was blood everywhere. Not only were their eyes gouged out and their throats slit, they had been stabbed multiple times, and it was terrifying. She knew this place was blood, Gotham City. For a 4-year-old, she was a little smarter than your average 4-year-old. She's not that smart. She's not a prodigy, let's say. She doesn't have a very high IQ, but she is smarter than your average, let's say. She catches up very quickly. As right whenever she saw her sight after leaving her preschool, as her preschool is pretty close to her house, so it's not even, let's say, a mile away from her place in her preschool, and she does live on more of the shittier side of Gotham. Her parents are no rich folks. As on her way to home from preschool, she had this weird feeling, but she didn't know what it was, so she just brushed it off. As we see her get this feeling back right whenever she gets to the front of her front door. As she opened her door, as she yells, "Mom, Dad, I'm home," like she usually does. As by now she usually would have gotten a response, As she looks at her apartment, as it is an apartment that they live in right now, as she is on the second story of the apartment that they live in. As she walks into oh my bad, she walks into her kitchen. She doesn't see anything, but she sees blood, which was a red alarm in her head. As she took off her backpack, she threw it on the ground and started running into her living room. As she saw the most rustic scene that a 4-year-old can see. As first, she didn't know what to do. She was white, shock on her face. She was in shock. After a few minutes of being in shock, she started crying and she ran. As a 4-year-old would do, she was still a 4-year-old. No matter how smart she is, she can't comprehend fully what just happened. As she ran throughout Gotham, as asking for help. Anyone that can help her. Anyone. She asked anyone that looked normal, that doesn't look like a thug or anyone else, as she knows if she asks any thug or anything else, they would take advantage of her. As she's been in Gotham for a week or two now. As her and her parents used to live in Japan. As they ran out of funds, so on a last-ditch effort, their dad found Gotham, where they can live and they can live again, a new place where they can live. As it was a last-ditch effort, and it was working out for them for a week. And then this happened, as she ran into an alleyway, a very dark one, as she is crying her eyes out, as she's hyperventilating right now. As right now it is dark out, and it's starting to pour. The rain and clouds mixed in with the little girl's eyes made her practically invisible. No one could tell that she's crying. She's just sitting down, leaning on a wall in the alleyway. As she's hyperventilating, she's huffing and puffing. As her eyes are puffy from all the crying that she's been doing. She's been crying for at least an hour or two straight. And yeah, she doesn't know what to do. As a 4-year-old, she hasn't been taught that much of how the world works. She's terrified. Her parents are gone, leaving her alone. She doesn't know how to take care of herself. As we skip to another perspective. As we hear someone just walking in the rain. She's singing in the rain. As while singing, she laughs hysterically. La la la, walking in the rain, dancing in the rain, la 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 la. As we see her smile, but as you see closer to her facial expression, the lady that is laughing, singing hysterically has a sad expression in her eyes. As you can see, her eyes are puffy. Just stay happy. Just stay happy. As she's forcing a smile on her face. As she continues singing and walking in the rain, as by now her clothes are drenched. Her hair is sticking to her clothing. Her beautiful blondish near to the blonde hair with streaks of red and blue on both sides of the tips of her hair, sticking to her clothing that is black and red. As she's laughing, as she slowly stops laughing and she focuses on singing. Please stop crying. Please stop crying. I can make it. I can make it. As her voice is cracking. As she leans her hand on a building wall as she stops walking, as she slowly falls to the ground, still leaning on that wall on her knees, as tears are dripping down, though no one could tell because of the rain that is above her. As she says, fuck Mr. J. Fuck Joker. He left me yet again. He abandoned me. As she's breaking down crying, as this was the last nail of the coffin of her and Mr. J, as they broke up for real. It's their final time breaking up, as she looks back at what happened whenever they broke up. There was a big fight, and she ended up beating the Joker to a bloody pulp, leaving him bloodied on the ground, leaving him for Batman to get him, which surprisingly worked, though she did fled before Batman came, cause she is still a villain after all. Nothing's going to change that. Nor does she want to change. She knows that nothing will go back to how she normally was. There's no normalcy for her. And she doesn't want her life to be normal. She is heartbroken by the Joker, but she will get better slowly. She knows that, but right now it's just too much for her. After all the anger, after breaking up with the Joker, her beating him to a bloody pulp, leaving him for Batman to take him, and her running off into the night. After anger, there is sadness, just emptiness. She feels empty without the Joker now. She feels sad, as you still see the blood on her hands, as she's still holding one of her hands on the wall, as you can see her knuckles being bruised and the skin taken off of her knuckles, as The blood is being slowly washed off from her. But it's kind of hard because the blood has been staying on her for a few hours now. It's been staying for an hour and a half now, let's say. As while she was reminiscing of what happened, she hears a small sound as she's looking around as she hears crying. As she doesn't know what it is. She was going to brush it off, but something in her heart tells her to follow that sound. As she sniffles herself, she sniffles. As she gets back up, as she walks forward a couple, I'm going to say 20 steps forward, and she looks into a dark alley. As the storm is getting harder and harder, as it's getting harder for her to hear the sound. As she walks into the alleyway, as she gets near the end of the alleyway, as she slowly sees a small figure in the alleyway. As she sees a small girl. Sniffling. Shivering. Let's say, yeah. The girl is shivering with her clothes and hair being damp, as Harley can see pure sadness in the girl's eyes, and her eyes being puffy. Almost as puffy as hers, if not more. As just seeing the girl in this state, in this shabby state, breaks her heart. As we see the girl look up, as she just noticed a figure walking in the alleyway. As she sees a weird, no, not just a weird, a very pretty lady standing in front of her, all drenched, as drenched as she is. As she asks in a cracked voice, Who are you? As we see the woman slowly smile as she dramatically does a gesture's bow, or in her case a Harley Quinn's bow, as she says, "My name is Harley Quinn, but you, my dear, you can call me Harleen Quinzel. And you, my dear, who might you be?" As she does a playful smile, already forgetting the pain of breaking up with the Joker. As she looks at the girl, as she doesn't know why, but she feels like she needs to do something for this girl. She doesn't know what yet, but she'll know in a second, she feels like. As the girl looks at the woman, as she says, My name is Kyoka Jiro. As she says in a very in a broken English accent, as she is fully Japanese. She is a Japanese person, but because of Harley being a psychologist and all the years of going to different countries throughout the years of being a villain and all that, she's picked up on different languages, and she found a lot of different languages, learning them being pretty fun. She always liked learning something new. And even though some people might call her crazy and an idiot, she really is smart. She hides it with the facade of being playfully dumb. As she looks at the girl, Kyoka Jiro, huh? Normally someone your age wouldn't understand what I'm saying. But I guess you were taught very early to understand English. You're smart, Kyoka Jiro. As she pretty much sits down on her knees on the floor, being face to face to Kyoka Jiro. As she says, Kyoka, why are you so sad? With Kyoka saying, Mama and Papa got killed by a mean person. As she tries to speak more, but she breaks up crying again. As Harley leans closer to Kyoka and holds her. As Kyoka bursts out in tears yet again, leaning in Harley's chest and crying her little eyes out as much as she can. As she says, take me to them, Kyoka. We can warm up in your place while I figure out what might have happened to your parents. You don't have to go inside if you don't want to, but you obviously need some clothing, Kyoka, and I can take care of you. And that is the start of this What If. It is 30 minutes in, and let me bring out the intro. My Monster Family. As we see 9 years pass since the start of this What If, as we see the small girl grown into a fine young woman as she is 18 right now. As we see her sitting on a luxurious chair and a black screen behind her as she's holding lipstick by her head as she says La Revolution with this earphone jack collection. You look fine on any occasion, but you put this lipstick on. This is my own collection, so please, you will look fantastic. La Revolution. As the person says cut, as she gets up from her stool, as she brings the she tosses the lipstick as she says, "We're done for today, ain't we?" As the director of the commercial says, "Yes, we're done, Miss Quinzel." She nods as she looks on as she sees her butler or maid, whatever you want to call her bodyguard, let's say. As she says, "Jirou, we're leaving." As we see a person with whitish grayish hair with dark brown to the point of almost red eyes and pure porcelain white skin, as white as Kyoka Jiro's and Harley Quinn's. As we see the person nod as they have a half mask on while having a how should I say, an elegant butler suit. No, they don't have a butler suit. She has a hooded cape on with how should I say, and it's pure black with a black battle suit. As she has her weapons around her. As she said, she just nods and she says, "Madam, let me show you to our car." Then she leads Kyoka to the car. As she said that, and she asks, "Has everything been all right with the commercial today?" As Kyoka says, "Yeah, the usual. It's the same old, same old." As she says, "So, you got anything for me today? Anything interesting?" She says with her eyebrow raised. As we see Jirou bring out her phone as she swipes a few times as she says, "Yeah. Your mother says that there has been some of penguins goons in the vicinity of our area of our land." As Kyoka smiles, not really she just smiles. Yeah, she says lightheartedly, "And what have they been stooping around in?" As have they? Is it anything serious or what? As we see Jirou swipe again, as she says, "Your mom wants to send Penguin a message to stop bringing his men into our territory. So you can let loose a little bit, Miss Kyoka." Or she actually says, "Miss Quinzel." As Kyoka says, "Call me Kyoka. It's okay to call me my first name. We've known each other for years, so it's okay." As Jirou just nods, as she says, "We're finally here." As they are in front of a pretty, let's just say, they're standing in front of a Bugatti right now, and it is a black and red Bugatti. Primary color being black with red trimming on the outside, with red trimming in the inside as well of the car on the leather furnishing in it, and it has quite a red underglow as well, and the rims are black. And Zero opens the passenger door as Kyoka goes in it. She closes the door. She gets into the front as she asks, "So, Miss Kyoka, do you want to see your mother first, or you want to get straight into business? Go into your little den?" As Kyoka thinks for a little bit, as she says, "Let's go to my little den. Yeah, why not? I'll go to mom's nightclub in a little bit. I want to go into my little nightclub as well. I want to. Nah, actually no. Just send me to my penthouse." As we see Jirou nod as she says, "Yes, madam." As she starts driving off into the Bugatti, with the Bugatti, as after 20 minutes they drive into the penthouse as they get into the car elevator and they get up and they're finally inside the her personal what's it called, garage, let's say. Yes, the personal garage. As Zero gets out of the car, she opens Kyoka's door. Kyoka comes out as she closes her door yet again and follows Kyoka into her penthouse. As we see Kyoka, once she gets into her penthouse door, she starts undressing, not even caring about leaving a trail of her clothes. As she honestly doesn't care, as no one's going to see her besides Zero, and Zero has clothed her plenty of times, seen her naked plenty of times, so she doesn't care. As she takes her heels off, takes off her shirt, or let's say her dress, as she takes off some of her accessories and puts it down a couch that she walks near, as she's getting closer to her bedroom where her you know, her her wardrobe is. My bad, I couldn't think of the name. But yeah, she finally reaches her wardrobe as she moves some of her clothing out of the way. As she presses a certain thing on the back of the wardrobe, as the wardrobe moves separately, and it opens a back door, let's say, and she walks into the back door as she puts on her clothing for her usual clothing that she always wears for business, let's say. As we see Jirou put on her shirt that is reasonably armored a little bit, very lightly, as she puts on a bulletproof like jacket, leather jacket, of course, with padding. It weighs her down a little bit, but she's gotten used to the armor between the leather. It weighs her down just a little bit. As we see her put on the jacket, as we see the back of it saying earphone jack, as it has all the studs and the back of it, but it doesn't have the lining in the middle of earphone jack like the picture. And earphone jack is on, let's say, another earphone jack is in another font, which I will tell you about after I show Harley Quinn and later on. As we see Kyoka get into put on some jeans, put on some boots that has an amplifier in it. As she puts on some fingerless gloves that has some amplifiers on them that don't really show too much. It is very condensed, doesn't show much at all. As we see Kyoka look straight at Jirou as she says, well, put on a choker with spikes on them, as she says. So where are these penguin guys that Mom wants an example of? They're trying to put their nose into some of your mom's businesses, mainly her gun running business. She says, "Oh, okay, I see. That is mom's main business after all, or at least main illegal one that's giving us a lot of money. Okay, I'll see what I can do, Jirou. You want to cover me today, or is mom let me do this on my own?" As Jirou says, in an hour, your mom is giving me time off. She's giving you free reign to do what you want to do finally. I know you've been wanting to do this for a while, doing the solo. So have fun, Miss Kyoka. As she bows, as she picks up all of Kyoka's clothes and puts it in a dirty clothes hamper. As we see Kyoka pick up a bat with spikes all around it. As the bat is black. It is a very dark purple on the verge of black. I was seeing silver spikes all around it. As she smiles at her nice trusty bat. As the bat says, heart attack. As that is her main power, let's say, power attack that she uses for her quirk. Now we do a little bit of a time skip of 1 hour and 30 minutes as we see Jirou, or Kyoka. Her name now is Kyoka Quinzel. As she is now looking on top, she's sitting on top of a abandoned warehouse. As she's looking down on the ceiling windows, down on the men that has been bothering her mother. She's looking down at them with disdain as she's holding her bat as she smirks as she says, "Okay, let's get this party on the road." As she quietly laid down on the ceiling put her earphone jack inside the wall. She's quietly listening in from the top. She's listening to all the men talking, as they're mainly listening to their main figurehead, or at least their highest positioned person, is talking on the phone with Penguin himself, apparently. As Kyoka hears the man say, "Okay, boss, yes. We have been bothering the Quinzel family for a little bit, and they haven't done anything so far. In retaliation, boss." As we hear Penguin say, that's quite interesting. So far, no retaliation, huh? That means either they're pushovers, which I highly doubt with that crazy bitch, though probably parenthood made her soft. She's still a criminal after all. She needs her backbone, and she won't survive long if she lets motherhood be a big part of her blah. If she lets motherhood dictate her feelings. This is a criminal world, doggy dog world. Fucking, if she's gonna be like this, then she doesn't deserve much respect anymore. She's been slowly taking over our criminal empires of me, Joker, and Black Mask. We've been dwindling because of how powerful Harley Quinn and her friggin' empire has gone. She's slowly been taking over our territories without even us breaking a fight. Because we can't do nothing because of how many people that she has. Especially that goddamn earphone jack. As he says, make sure in your next make sure whenever you try to take over their smuggling business, their gun running bonker, make sure that if you see earphone jack, kill that bitch immediately. Maybe then maybe then Harley Quinn will lose her will to fight. After all, that is her precious daughter. As just from hearing that, Kyoka Jiro can see the smirk on the penguin's face while saying that in the phone, as she cringes. Well, she smirks even wider as she hears the minion say, "Yes, sir," as Penguin says, "Get it done," and he hangs up. As she says, "You just made the worst possible decision you've ever made, Penguin." She starts laughing and holding her stomach as she looks down with a cold eyes while she was smiling, as she puts her earphone in her amplifier on one of her amplifiers on her jacket, as it runs down her what's it called? Her glove, yeah. As she makes sound waves break the glass as she quickly runs and falls from the top of the building as she starts fighting. As she pulls out her weapon, she has a 6-shooter pistol, a revolver. As once she fell down, she made a roll. She rolled and aimed at the first guy that was next to her as she held her gun right towards his head. As at this point, everyone is in shock. As they look at what just happened, they see Earphone Jack and they're in complete terror right now because Earphone Jack has killed many of their people. She is pretty much Harley Quinn's assassin with the assassin Jirou. They are big figureheads in the Harley Quinn Empire, or the Quinzel Empire, that has been building up in Gotham City for the last 9 years. As she says, I've heard what your little mini boss minion said, as she points at the guy that still has his phone in his hand as he pales. As she says, you want to kill me? You think you can kill me? You're funny. As she shoots the man straight in the dome, the guy that she was pointing her guy in, as she quickly dodged the next guy that was going to shoot her, as she nimbly with acrobatic moves, acrobatically, that she learned from her mother. She learned acrobats pretty early, and she's pretty good at acrobats. She's pretty nimble when she can. She backflips and does a split while she aims her weapon at the man with the automatic weapon that missed her completely and used his whole round. And she shot him in the head. As by then it is a full-on brawl, as there is shots, fires everywhere, and slowly Jirou is being surrounded by at least 30 men that is in the building, as she slowly is fighting fist to fist, and whenever she can, she hits anyone she can with the bat a few times in the head, and their head is pretty much splat on the ground. Especially with those steel spikes on her bat. There's no way someone can literally stay alive after 1 or 2 hits with her bat. As we see blood coming, like blood pouring down from the bat. As right now, Kyoka Jiro's literally splattered with blood. Her face, her bat, her clothing is soaked in blood, as it is a bloodbath inside that abandoned warehouse, or at least that's what it was before the men took that over. As she smiles, as she says, me and Mom could probably use this warehouse and turn it into something new. At least y'all weren't worthless after all. I didn't come here at a total loss. I can help Mom with a new area. Probably a new business can be ran here. Should it be illegal or should it be a legal one? She's thinking this while in a fight. She's fist fighting and dodging um, some of the men as she dodges one of their punches that they made a jab. She dodges on the left as she punches him straight in the nose as he falls straight on his ass. She quickly got her pistol out as she says night night, as the last thing that person saw was Kyoka pointing her pistol at the man, and it was only black after that. As we slowly, after I'm going to say 30 minutes of pure fighting, as by now Kyoka Jiro is worn down quite a bit, as she's huffing and puffing, as there's blood everywhere. It has been a massacre. As she points her so bat at the last boss, or she calls him a mini boss, as she has been playing games, RPGs quite a bit lately. As she says, "Hello, Mr. Nobody. Do you think you can try to get a hit off me, the unstoppable earphone jack?" She has gotten quite the, how should I say, personality. Let's say, kindly. She has gotten quite an ego during, her time being raised by Harley Quinn. She sees herself pretty highly as being the daughter of Harley Quinn. As even though being the daughter of Harley Quinn causes a lot of problems, she sees it as an upside. As at least her life will never be boring. She will always have something to do, always something to help her mother on, and she quite enjoys that. She enjoys the riches as well that she has, with her mom growing the empire while she was growing up. As we see her slowly walk up to the man with her bat, pretty much sitting on her shoulder. Yeah, gently sitting on her shoulder as she says, "Do you honestly, and I mean honestly, think you can even kill me?" As the man is shivering in his feet, as he is, with every step that Jirou is walking toward him, he is slowly losing his will to fight, as he sees the deranged smile on Kyoka Quinzel's face, as her face is terrifying, as she is pretty much face to face with the man, as he finally collapsed on the floor with his knees, just looking up at Kyoka, as he says, "Please make it fast." As we see Kyoka twirl her bat, as she says, "With pleasure." As she smiles wildly, as she swings her bat full force at the man's head, as with all the force that she had left, she hit the guy's head, and his face splattered, as half of his head went clean off with all the force that Kyoka Jiro had left in her. As We still see the body twitching a little bit after having the head torn apart. As we see the fingers of the body twitch a little bit, and slowly it fell on the ground, the body, as Kyoka quirked her eyebrow at that. She says, "That's quite interesting." Well, let me call Ma. She picked up her cell phone as she clicked a few she swiped a few times on her phone, as leaving blood fingerprints on her phone, as we hear a ring, or yeah, a few rings, ring, 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 as we hear on the other side of the phone, it stopped ringing and someone clicked. They accepted the phone call, as the person says, "My little Kyoka, how have you been lately, my dear?" As we hear a joyful and a very happy voice on the other end of the line, as she says, "Ma, I did the job you wanted me to do. I took care with all these nobodies without a problem. They won't be bugging you no more. And I'm about to send a message towards Penguin. I know where a phone that has Penguin's number on it. All I have to do is see if the man has a code on it. If he does, then all I have to do is check it and see if it's I have to do a few things on if he has a code, but if he doesn't have a code for me to enter, oh, it's gonna be fun. What I'm going to say to the Penguin, as we hear a chuckle, a psychotic laughter at the other end of the phone, as she says, "Oh, I know it's gonna be quite fun. I would like to listen to that. Can you record it for me? The call that you're going to have with dear old Penguin, Pingy." As we see on the other end of the line, Quinn. Harley Quinn herself, sitting in a chair, dressed exactly like this, except the back of her jacket doesn't say property of Joker. It says Quinzel Incorporated. And this is the font that Kyoka Jiro's earphone jack has. Earphone has the property font, and Jack has the Joker font. So Quinzel Incorporated. So yeah, that's what it says. As it has a few ha-has on the outer side of the Quinzel Incorporated, as you know, for it to fit the theme. But yeah, she this is what she's wearing, and yada yada yada. As she has her badge sitting on the side of her office, pretty much her office seat is pretty much laying right next to her trusty night bat, as she joyfully is talking to her daughter about multiple things now, after her hearing that her daughter did the job, which she had no doubt that her daughter would do the job, because she taught her after all. as all she hopes now, after teaching her how to protect herself, after teaching her how to be very good at business, after teaching her how to read a person, she's taught her multiple things, even math, teaching her history, teaching her multiple languages, as she has taught her all that she knows, and her daughter has soaked it up. And it all led up to the point where last year her daughter wanted to be how should I say, wanted to do the ritual. She wanted to be just like her mother. She wanted to go through the chemical trial, let's say. Let's call it that. Family tradition. If you want to be part of the Quinzel family, then you gotta be and I mean close family. As close as they call. Blah. For you to fully be a Quinzel, you have to take the last name, and Harley wants you to do the chemical fall. You need to sit yourself in the chemicals for same chemicals as she did to bleach her self white, as Kyoka wanted that, and she wanted it to be a family thing, as Harley didn't really want that for how should I say, Kyoka at first, but after a while of Kyoka asking and pleading for the let her do the chemical trial, she finally did it in a safe way. She had a chemical tub in a certain room in her penthouse, as she's going to always leave the chemicals right there. The ace chemicals right there in her in a certain room right there, as it took a while to actually get the chemicals, cause yeah, after a while of getting it, she had Kyoka soak herself in the chemicals, and in her eyes, Kyoka looked beautiful than ever, as with herself being bleached with her bleached skin, making her hair even more prominently purple, with her black streak in her hair. It really makes Kyoka stand out, as that is going to be it for What If Jirou Was Raised by Harley Quinn. I hope you like this part 0 of it, which I very much enjoyed making this What If. And yeah, on our next episode, I'm going to leave off. I'm going to start where I left off, talking about what Kyoka is going to say to the penguin. And yeah, so I hope you all enjoy that. And like I said, I hope you subscribe. Leave me a like in the comment section, or leave me a like. Comment in the comment section. Tell me how you felt about this video. And I never say this, but press on the bell icon in my channel, pretty please, so you will know immediately where when I'm going to make when I made a video, so I'm never late on it. So there's that. Thank you all for watching. And peace out, my monster family.